I've been not bitching, but kind of pointing out that for a while it has been seeming not contradictory, but a almost false statement when the showrunner of this show went, "We believe that this is going to be more violent than what Daredevil on Netflix was." And I made the joke quite a bit that, you know, when am I seeing this? Kingpin decapitated a guy with a car door. And then I saw Kingpin literally rip a guy's skull in half with his bare hands. And that was some of the tamer shit that was in this episode, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I'd like to see people somehow bitch about this.
Oh, you know they will.
Because they're saying that they MCUified and pansied the Kingpin.
Gallows' head
No.
would say otherwise.
What is left of Gallows' skull would like to A, be able to hear that statement, and B, be able to tell you that it's wrong. Because, my god, I didn't think they were going to go that far. He ripped part of the skin off of his face from pure frictional power. He degloved his head. Good lord.
And again, that's one of the tamer parts of the episode.
Yeah, why just... So, a lot happened in this last episode. Like, a lot. And, it was a good cutoff. I thought the thing was gonna cut off at an earlier point, because I wasn't watching the time.
Oh.
I thought it was gonna cut off after he said, "I love New York," and I was legitimately gonna put a hole through my monitor. Because I'm like, you're not doing that. But then they did it. Alright, so, I love how they are not, like, again, the writing in these shows just dealing, like, stuff happens and characters don't have to make a big deal out of it. When Matt leaves the hospital and he goes home, he just sits on his couch and goes, "Oh, I really wasn't expecting you to be here." Like, he's not, like, making a big deal. He just knows this is something Frank would do.
Yep.
And, like, he's like, "You even got shaved." Or he's like, "Yeah, well, I did do this just for you because I got a phone call." He's like, I didn't think the phone call was going to be Karen.
Who'd you think it was going to be? Cherry?
I don't know. I thought it was going to be someone that we would find out about in season 2.
Oh.
Because it could have been... I'm blanking on who all knows that Frank Castle exists, but I thought it was going to somehow be anyone on the other end of the New York Netflix era of people that somehow got a hold of him through some way, shape, or means, and was like, "Well, I'll tell you later," and then that's after he gets captured. You don't find out that, I don't know, fucking Luke Cage got a hold of him somehow. I don't know. It makes the most sense that Karen had his phone number, but I thought maybe it was going to be something else because, you know, Frank has ties to people. And then the first introduction to Frank doing something is him taking a 12 gauge and blowing a guy's skull clean out.
That is a very Frank thing to do.
That whole scene was awesome. And what I liked about it, it didn't seem clean.
No, because this, at least this version of the Punisher is he's not like a clean, cool badass. He's a badass, but he's like kind of insane.
Yeah, no, I get that, and it's not exactly what I mean. When you choreograph a fight scene, John Wick looks clean.
Oh yeah, no, I knew what you meant by that too.
This looks like, no, we didn't want to have... Part of the problem that I have with some of the CW's fight choreography, you could tell it was like, you're gonna get hit 3 times, this guy's gonna bounce, and then you're gonna walk in. No, this felt like they had some bullet points, and then the actors just worked it out. I know that's probably not what happened, but that's what it felt like.
It's like kind of the difference between the prequel trilogy's lightsaber duels and the duel between Finn and Kylo Ren in The Force Awakens. That was dirty.
Yeah, it felt like legit, like they were actually fighting on screen and weren't doing choreographed steps. But yeah, I do like that also. Just Daredevil, even though a lot of people died in that room, was still going to be like, no, I'm going to. I love that this photo shows up every now and then. It's the "I'm not going to kill you, your hospital bills are going to" crew pops up, and it's like Batman, Spider-Man, Moon Knight, and Daredevil. I just always like, no, I'm not gonna kill him. I'm gonna make him wish that I did, but I'm not gonna kill him. And I do love that somehow only. This made me laugh so hard. 400 rounds were fired in that building. Frank's like, yup, it was this one. That guy fired that one. It was him. Like, he tracked it and fired it, hit the ground, and he was able to go, yup, it was that one. Got your guy. He's right there. Yeah, I do like and appreciate that they actually pointed out what cop shot Ayala. I didn't know they were actually going to point out which one it was. I thought they were just going to say, well, blah, blah, blah. But they actually made a point to show it.
Yep.
And that was really good. The side goes, he's not worth it, Frank. Oh, yeah? Well, this guy worth it. Boom! It just blows away. Because he just had to kill someone.
He has to.
I love how Matt's just like, I just can't. You were a liability every time. I just can't deal with you. He's that drunk brother that Matt doesn't know how to deal with, but he always needs his help somehow. Yeah, that whole thing, and then them, just look at them not explaining how they just fell onto that guy's truck, and the guy just runs off. And they go, well, that sucks. My apartment's just gone. But, yeah, getting Karen back at the last moment was pretty good.
I do appreciate that. A, it's Karen that made the phone call,
Yeah.
but B, that like Frank is the reason why Karen is kind of back in the picture.
Yeah. And I do like how there's like some conflicted interests where Matt can tell people are feeling certain ways.
Yeah.
It's like, I can't help it. It's just what happens. When you have this, you kind of can't turn it off. But I do like that they were handling this in ways that make like Frank's a reckless asshole, so he would do something like what he did. And I do like enough that Matt wants to handle all this stuff, but he gets talked sense into him by Karen. It doesn't just go off the handle. How do you feel about it was either Sheila or Shyla ratting out Gallo?
I knew something like that was going to happen.
Do you think this could just be maybe him reacting weirdly. Do you think Buck is feeling conflicted? Because he did not look good about what he did to Gallo and how he did it.
Honestly, I'm not sure how to read Buck. He seems like someone who could go it could go either way. Like we don't necessarily know where his like allegiances are.
Because he was going to lethally inject Matt at the beginning of this episode. So, I love also when Matt said, he's like, yeah, I have no fucking idea why I jumped in front of that bullet. I just did it because I don't like people dying, even if it's a useless jackass like Fisk. So we have the Safer Streets policy. 8 o'clock curfew. So it's like, Just no, like, so we want no one to be out to see the ridiculous shit that we're doing, because obviously all of the stuff we're doing is going to be done after 8 o'clock at night. We're not saying, oh, it's midnight, we have like 4 hours to do it. No, we have the entire night to do illegal actions, which technically some of them aren't illegal,
Yeah, according to the files.
which is interesting because Foggy was going to dismiss it because that port is free to do whatever you want. So, incidentally, he was going to shut the case down and not pursue it, and that's why he wanted to kill, because that would have made that information known that you can't do anything about that port. So he didn't even know he was doing anything that was that big of a deal.
That's kind of what makes his death all the more tragic.
Speaking of that, the spoiler that I was fed was not true.
Oh,
There was a lot of chatter online about people talking about how, when this episode happened, about talking about how Foggy's death was faked.
oh,
Like, I don't know if you know how the human body works, but he was shot and his heart stopped beating. We know that for a fact. Matt heard it. We saw it. He's dead. And faking his death from Poindexter shooting him after Poindexter was hired to kill him to not have a file released to fake his death for what reason?
yeah. That. Having thought about that more is the exact reason why I don't think he faked his death.
It actively makes no sense with what the plot line of why they would, like, Vanessa's going to fake Foggy's death because she cares about his friends who he knows are vigilantes that they want dead. Like,
See,
what?
the math isn't mathing.
No, you're getting 2 plus 4 equals 97. Like, what are we doing? We're getting 2 plus 4 equals Attack on Titan. I don't even know how that works, but that's like what the logic is behind that. And I saw people are going like, oh yeah, that makes fucking what? Huh? Like, and they're like, yeah, that's why I didn't shoot him in the head. Like, no. He did it for slow and painful. Like, guys, shut up. But, so now, do you think Heather is doing this to help Fisk or to keep tabs on Fisk? Because she never said whether she believed or not that Matt was nuts. She just left after hearing him wanting to get at Fisk after she, saw him getting shot at.
That's a great question, actually, because in the previous episode, the way she was talking about Fisk and vigilantes, it sounds like she's fully on board with his plans, but I don't know. There could be a twist somewhere where she knew this whole time that Matt was Daredevil or something.
Maybe they'll pay back the line with, no, it was Daredevil who saved me. Okay, so we're just gonna... So we get the really great speech by Matt at the end of this. I truly appreciate that. And I love that they're showing that there's actually good cops on the force, and those good cops are gonna side with Matt. But there is a line from Fisk at the end of the show that I'm like, how the fuck? I love how they were like, and then crime broke loose, and Gallo chose to resign. Who do you resign to, Fisk? Do you got it in paper that he resigned before you crushed his skull? Do you have a recording of him resigning? Are you gonna say that someone shot him and then you're burying him? What's going on, Fisk? Because you didn't say he left the town either.
Yeah.
Because currently, chunks of his skull are on the floor.
Before we get too far away from it, we need to talk about the scene where Frank actually confronts the task force.
Oh yeah, because I was going to be very upset at that scene. So like, y'all are shooting him in the chest multiple times. This man is not wearing a helmet, and you're letting him slaughter your task force because you're trying to be non-lethal. But then again, it's like we idolize you, Matt or Frank, and it essentially is. I don't think you understand my whole deal at all. My entire deal is that I hate cops like you. And I hate the police force. Because I don't believe that cops get the job done. And now, you're trying to be me while being a cop and purposely helping bad people. In a way, proving that I don't think cops work.
Yep.
So you're not idolizing me, you are proving me correct. And that if you idolize me, you would all commit suicide right now, because that's what I would do, is kill all of you. And I didn't hear anyone massively complaining, so I was like, okay, that means they didn't kill Frank. But the thing I'm not getting here, and I'm wondering why they're doing this, obviously, other than the fact that they're going to let people be rescued. What in your brain would make Fisk not just kill everyone who's a vigilante? Because no one's going to know that he did it. They don't know he murdered Gallo.
That's true.
Especially people like Frank Castle, who, if he gets out, he's dead. Like, Fisk is just dead. Why are you keeping them alive? He's got everyone from Nancy on the street corner to Frank Castle in a basement. Like, what are we doing?
I am curious to see where that goes.
And they're not even, and the other thing is, they're not in jail cells. He didn't arrest them for being a vigilante to await due process. He's hiding them away from the public.
But why?
I can't come up with a logical reason of why he wants them alive instead of just killing them. Because earlier in this episode, it shows the task force will just kill someone and say they were a vigilante.
Yeah, that scene was brutal.
Ridiculous. No, he was a mass vigilante. He just pulls the thing over his head. So that's like the only legit like writing faux pas of like, why the fuck are you just killing them? Other than the story of, well, we need to have them back because we don't want to kill popular characters, blah, blah, blah. I hope it's not just that and there's another reason, because that kind of writing gets to me at points where like, well, he's got a contract to be in the second season, so we can't kill him. And I was like, don't do that shit. Don't do that shit. So I'm going to wait and see why they did that. But that's like the only real problem I have right now is, why are you keeping these people alive? Other than maybe you're a sadistic freak. Because, like, he kept Adam alive, but, like, that guy wasn't going to possibly get out and murder his entire squad if he got a free Tuesday.
Yeah, like the swordsman is in there too.
Yeah. These are people that are going to do serious damage. So, I don't know. And the weird thing is, and I'm not saying she's going to show up, like, if you keep the swordsman hostage, she's friends with a certain family.
Oh, yep, I know where you're going with this.
That person's not a murderer. That person might help get him out of jail. Or, I should say, just involuntary imprisonment. So, I don't know how that's going to work, because I don't know where all those kids are, other than... What movie was it? It was the Marvels where she was recruiting people, right?
Yep.
Yeah. She's somewhere with Miss Marvel, so I don't know. We have to wait until next year, literally a year from now, for season 2, which I'm okay with only waiting a year, not like 4.
Same.
So, yeah. You got anything else?
I would say just overall, this has been a good a good season of
Oh yeah.
television. Like, yes, it's definitely stitching together the old version of the show with the overhaul, but
Hmm.
a lot of those like inconsistencies will all be ironed out in season 2.
Yeah, absolutely. And if season 2 is what it's shaping up to possibly be, it's gonna be what people wanted the Defenders to be.
Oh yeah.
Do you actually think that they would even remotely bring up Danny? Because he's the black sheep of that Netflix family.
He is.
That was the writing's fault and not his, in my opinion. That show was just not great. Because the guy can act.
He can.
So, I don't know exactly what they're going to do. Because they could, like, I'm blanking on Henwick's character's name.
Oh, Colleen Wig,
Colleen Wynn. You've got Iron Fist. You've got Jessica Jones. You
Misty
have
Knight.
got. What's that?
Misty Knight.
Oh, yeah, Misty Knight. You have Luke Cage. Uh, if they turn her into a hero, what was her name? The blonde girl.
Oh,
Jessica Jones.
Cat.
Cat. What is her superhero identity again? It's
Uh,
cat themed. I want to say it's like Bobcat or Wildcat or something. But
keep talking. I'll look it up.
but Elektra, because I believe she's still alive, farting around somewhere. I believe Elektra's still alive. Yeah, you've got a group of damn near 10 people that you could get all together once the whole crew is aligned. So you've got more than enough to take care of that task force and then some with Fisk. Like, Luke Cage is taking care of Fisk. If
Hellcat.
Hellcat, that's what it is. If that fight is done correctly. So, like, Jessica and Luke can take care of it good enough if they're actually allowed to just be Jessica and Luke. So, I don't know what they want to do with that, but yeah, there's a possibility of a lot of shit going on in the next season. We'll see what they do because they could say I'm getting an army and then like none of these people show up and it's just good cops versus bad cops and maybe like one person, or it could be the entire Netflix crew. We don't know.
I have a feeling it's gonna be maybe not the Netflix version of Defenders, but we're gonna get a new Defenders team.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they do it. But either way, I am very excited about it. I just wish we weren't waiting a year, but it is what it is. Mike, where can everybody find you?
You can find me on various social media sites at Captain K42. You can check out my quick thoughts on letterbox.com/Coach K42. And you can follow Renegade Pop Culture on Facebook and Blue Sky at Renegade Pop Culture. You can also find us here on YouTube, on Podchaser. Consider supporting our Patreon at patreon.com/Renegade Pop Culture. Listen to all of our podcasts on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen. And last but not least, everything can be found at renegadepopculture.com. You can escape, so do we.
Absolutely. You can find me everywhere at Organoid Zero, mainly on Twitch and YouTube. If you are into cosplays and cons and such, you can go over to my Instagram at Organoid Zero, where I just got back pretty recently from a con of getting to meet up with most of the Devil May Cry people. Could not have been a nicer, more cooler, just goofy group of people that are everything I hope they could have been and more. Cannot recommend meeting them enough. And then on the Athletic Geek 89 channel, my buddy Eli's channel, we do the Geeking Out podcast where we get one subject and talk about it for an hour. Our latest one, which should be up, is going to be the WrestleMania predictions. So, yeah, until next time, the next Marvel thing will be Thunderbolts.
Yep.
So, looking forward to that. Until next time, you'll see you all later. Bye.